Yesterday's Grand Traverse County Board meeting opened with a contested vote for vice chair, turning a routine leadership selection into a roll call showdown between two nominees. After nominations, seconds, and some early confusion, the board split clearly along political lines. The second major discussion shifted to unspent ARPA funds and growing concern that several projects are falling behind schedule as the clock runs down. Commissioners pressed staff for clearer timelines and concrete spending plans from groups like the Children's Advocacy Center, Munson, and East Bay Township. The tension centered on accountability, not just assurances that things are on track, but specific dates, dollar amounts, and contingency plans if projects stall. With only months left before reallocation becomes difficult, the board signaled that patience is wearing thin and deadlines are about to matter.
Hey, folks, this is Jim Horn, and this is Traverse Talks. Thanks for listening. Today, we're going to review a couple of items that happened yesterday. That's Wednesday, January 7th, 2026, at the Grand Traverse County Board meeting. One was the election of the vice chair. We're going to let you listen to that audio tape and how that vote went. And then next up after that is the ARPA funding, and that's the millions of dollars that Grand Traverse County received back in 2021 from the federal government. And we're going to get an update on that. I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview before we get into that audio tape. So let's go right away to the voting for the vice chairman, and you can hear the votes as they move along.
New at this part of this. I liked what we did last night, so I guess we're going to entertain any nominations. Anybody speak right up? Commissioner Walter.
I'd like to nominate TJ Andrews for vice chair.
All right.
Support. Yeah.
That's support with Commissioner. Commissioner Walter nominated TJ Andrews for the vice chair position with support from Commissioner Spence. Commissioner, damn it, Daryl. Sorry. Commissioner Nelson. Well, tongue-tied this morning.
I would like to nominate Brian McAllister.
All right. Do we have a second for that?
I'll support.
All right. So we have a nomination of Commissioner McAllister for the vice chair position by Commissioner Nelson with support by Commissioner Morris. Any more nominations? So if I remember correctly, we're just going to roll call vote and we're just going to say who we want to be vice chair.
That's good.
Fantastic. If you would, please.
So, TJ is a nominee, and so is McAllister. I'm sorry, Commissioner Andrews and Commissioner McAllister are both nominees for vice chair. Commissioner Flynn, who would you like to?
Commissioner Andrews.
Commissioner Henschel.
McAllister.
Commissioner McAllister.
McAllister.
Commissioner Morris.
McAllister.
Commissioner Nelson.
McAllister.
Commissioner Spence.
Andrews.
Commissioner Walter.
Andrews.
Commissioner Andrews.
Andrews.
Commissioner Seifert.
Andrews. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so there you have the vote. It's interesting. It votes almost exactly along party lines except for Chair Seifert. Anyway, you got a good vice chairman there in Commissioner Andrews. I don't think you're going to have, or we're going to have any particular problem. She does a good job. Anyway, next up is the ARPA funding. ARPA funding came about back in 2021, and it was primarily as a result of the COVID issue that we had in the country and a lot of the counties around. I think there was $350 billion given out, and Grand Traverse County got a lot of that money. However, some of that money has not been spent, and that's the discussion you're going to be listening to now, and it's important that it gets spent within a certain amount of time. Anyway, let's listen to the comments about the money that hasn't been spent. Here we go. Roll the tape.
Thanks. There's just a couple entities on here who still have quite a balance and we haven't heard from them. I thought we had made a motion a while back that everybody was going to come and give us a status update. And unless I wasn't here, and I don't remember it, I don't think we've had a presentation from the Children's Advocacy Center on their balance or East Bay Township, specifically the sanitary sewer project. And I wonder if maybe sounds like Nelson or somebody else might have an update on those.
We received an email yesterday from Supervisor Friend that details how those funds are going to be expended early first half of 2026. So the $2 million in funding that they have will be spent on that sewer project between now and June.
I just forwarded that to the board.
Okay, thanks. And the Children's Advocacy Center?
I don't know exactly. Jenny McKellar is the one that corresponds with Lander, so I can ask her what the status is. We can ask Lander to come in and do a presentation. She believes she wants to anyway. Is that correct?
She did come at one time for something, and something happened where she couldn't do it.
Yeah. So that is correct. We can ask Lander to come back.
Yeah. Well, that was a board motion a while back that we wanted everybody to come and give us an update.
I don't know that was the motion. I think the motion was to report back to the board what their status was, because Jenny did respond to that request and went every applicant that has funds, they responded to her.
Would it be
Well, it didn't get to us necessarily. So how is that helpful? I mean, okay, so can you please ask them to give us an update?
Certainly.
Well, and it's all, I mean, Munson's still got $1 million short,
Well, they
balance.
gave us an update on their project, though.
But here we are, we've got 11 months and that money disappears, right? We're in the final year of this project. I feel like the urgency is high to make sure we have spend plans in place, including for Munson. I wouldn't exclude Munson on the basis that they did give us a report last year.
No, but they did fulfill our request for a report. And if we want to invite them back again, I think we didn't. They were going to come back anyway shortly to give us an update on the youth, the next phase, which I don't know, sometime in the next quarter, I would think.
Well, the follow-up on that, what Ashley was saying, I just thought we were going to be informed if they will actually be able to spend it, not spend it, where they're at, and if they're not going to be able to, can we get it to somebody that can use it?
I mean, I don't want to be still having this conversation in August, because the opportunity to pivot in August, right, becomes a lot harder. We can pivot in June.
Can we?
I think we can. I think there are things we can explore to do with potential subcontracting and other options.
Sure. It's very limited.
You're very limited. The funds had to be obligated. I don't know how you can reobligate something that's been obligated to something specific.
So I was going
ability to spend money.
That's right. I think there's ways to get there.
So the issue here is once the funds have been obligated and allocated, it's difficult to reallocate them again. So that's what Dean Bott was talking about. Here we go.
So, but I just don't want to be thinking, I feel like we need this quarter.
We will bring back a report to this board at the second regular board meeting in January as to where the statuses are. And we will have Laura Glenn come back and report on the progress of the crisis center, and Lander from the CAC report as well.
Do you need a motion?
I guess my concern is your preference, but I want we will spend this on these things by this day.
Sure.
We want to know where the $1 million is going and when, so that we can tell if it's off schedule, right? Like, so that by June, we thought we were going to spend $400,000 on a psychiatrist, and there's no psychiatrist, and that $400,000 is sitting there, we can do something about it. So I don't want to just be assured that everything's going well. I want to see us.
So regarding the Children's Advocacy Center and the $225,000 that's outstanding, I believe that they had an incremental plan. They couldn't spend everything all at once because it was incrementally like a phased project they were working on. Can they just send an email? I mean, I visited the Children's Advocacy Center. They run pretty lean. Like, I just don't want to expect that she come in and present to us if she can just do what Supervisor Friend did and send an email saying, hey, this is where I am and this is the plan for the rest of it.
They got $700,000 and I think it was 4 years to spend it. We're at in the last 11 months of an almost 4 year spend, and they've only spent 2/3, right? Like, if it's incremental, it should be moving down incrementally. I think we need to know, even for the advocacy center, what is the money getting spent on and when?
Well, I agree. I think we should have some assurances, and probably as Administrator Elgin informed me, August 1st is probably a good target date that they are going to be spent. Having said that, I don't need Lander to come in here and go up to the podium and explain it to me. She could send me an email. Munson's different. We're a little more invested in Munson, and that's a partnership project. I would like to know where they're at with that. I'm just speaking for me personally. But, if we're talking about we want to make sure the money is spent, never underestimate a way to reallocate government funds. But August 1st is a realistic target date that those funds need to be, even if it's, in my opinion, and somebody should correct me because I'm not Mr. Bott, thank God.
The way
it's like, hey, we're going to spend that $273,000 this year on payroll. This is how it's going to be delineated out. Okay.
So is there a hard cutoff date?
December 31st, 2026.
I understand the very last day, but so they can allocate it if it needed to be.
So I think that's the point. I think August 1st is the day we start reallocating, if not sooner.
Yeah. So I'm fairly confident that Jenny understands what these applicants are saying. I want to talk with her as well. But the way that will work is, in the event that the CAC could not spend their funding, we would have to have a sub-agreement with the CAC to engage another similar activity that the original project was funded for to spend those dollars. And that is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris or Dean, that's the only way we can do it because the funds have already been obligated.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. We just want to make sure they are. We don't want to give them back.
We need time to have that process take place. And so we'll be working on this well in advance of that to make sure that they are confident. So yes, we'll have that information to you at the next regular board meeting.
So there you have it, the ARPA money. Some of the monies are still outstanding or they really haven't been spent, and you've got to spend them by December 31st. Anyway, let's hope the people participating in the spend all their money. It would be a shame to let that stuff go or let that money go. Anyway, folks, this is Jim Horn, and this is another episode of Travers Talks. Have yourself one great day. Take care.